Okay. Right. This is part 2 of the data challenge series that I'm experimenting with this month. I have a spare hour just randomly, an hour or so I figured I'd just continue. I haven't really announced it or anything. This is sort of ad hoc at the moment. But just for a very quick overview, what's happening here is there is a little data challenge that I set for this month, which is to investigate films that were based on books where the film is rated higher than the book, right? Because most people usually say the book was better, but what are the cases where that wasn't true, or at least the aggregate opinion wasn't true. Last time, I need to acquaint myself with what I was doing last time. So the point of the challenge is you can attempt this yourself. There's a little bit of info about it. It's in the Discord server, which I created for data challenge, data project enthusiasts. I'll link to it wherever this. I think this will just go on YouTube as is. Again, it's just an experiment more than anything. And yeah, the point is, whatever tools you have, wherever you are in your data journey, you can try it. I will make the intermediate data sets available, so if you don't want to spend time getting the data, you just want to practice merging it, or you just want to practice visualizing it, I'll link all the intermediate pieces wherever this will go, probably YouTube and other places. It's a little bit disorganized at the moment. It's an experiment, so it's sort of rough. Mostly about the content and me just trying to get through it and then posting about it and seeing how it goes. Last time I managed to take a Wikipedia page of books, like works of fiction made into feature films, which had a bunch of like sub articles, did a bunch of cleaning and cleaning up the data to come up with this data set, which had, and I'm talking through this because I'm reminding myself as well. So it had, the name of the fiction work, the name of the film adaptation, and then I extracted things like, I assume the last thing here is the author, and then got the dates, book title, film title, as much as I could. And this is going to be the base data set, and onto this I'm going to join the ratings data. So that's the book title, that's the film title. Sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're not the same. Sometimes they're, similar, sometimes they'll be completely different. But this is what we're going to join the ratings data onto. So whenever there's a book title, the book title from the book ratings data will have to match as closely as possible. And the same with film title, that'll have to match the film title in the film reviews data. And this is just one approach, by the way. This is just the one I was going with. There's other ways to get this underlying information, and you can check that out in the Discord. Anybody who's attempting it can post there, and then hopefully we can share different solutions. Or this really isn't like an official solution that I'm posting. It's really more about one person's attempt and learning from each other, and also just like improving your own skills. So this is really about me providing a scaffold problem, and you, if you want to try it, taking whatever skills you have and use this as an opportunity to improve whichever relevant skill is top of your mind. So you might want to spend time scraping the data because you haven't done a lot of web scraping, or you want to spend some more time visualizing data because you want to get better at that. All of these things are possible, at least with this particular project. Let's have a look at where I've got to. So this is the book ratings data. So that's good books 10K. I can't remember if it was good reads or good books or what. No, it is, at least it's good reads. Book ID. I say there's a bunch of data in there which I didn't need all of. So I did some cleaning, normalized them to 100 because they're out of 20. They're out of 5 because they're 5-star ratings. average 5-star ratings, and then there's Rotten Tomatoes data again. That's just the final output. Oh yeah, the films one I had to do the average myself because it was individual reviews. That was the difference. And then in the end, this is what we had. So this is film title, again, all uppercase, where that's relevant, and then average rating out of 100. And then the books one is also... I included a few more things just because we have a few more things. Like, for example, there's a little image URL of the book, and I'm thinking if I maybe put this in Tableau, or even in any visualization software that supports URLs, we'll do that. We can use the URL to maybe get the picture of the book as well, which would be pretty cool, like a scatter plot where every point is the actual picture of the book, which would probably look awful, but I don't know, maybe worth trying. So this one is Goodreads book ID, which probably won't use, but just in case, and then author or comma separated for some reason. I mean, sometimes they include extra authors and things. So there's publication year, and then original title, but also title. So title is like the Goodreads title, where sometimes they will include additional information like which series it belongs to. So that's less useful. So I think this is the column that we'll need. And then again, there's an average rating. So the trick today, and I've got just under an hour, just about an hour or so, I'll try and see if we can join the data sets together, which doesn't sound like it should be hard. We can just try and join on name and see what happens. But I suspect what we'll have to do is do a fuzzy match because the names won't be exact. So we might have to figure out a way to do like a string similarity match, which I'm sure I have some example code for that on my GitHub already. It's just a question of finding it and Googling how to do that. Okay, let's just go create a new notebook. Let's call this one join. Together. And actually, this is going to be called 03. I don't know why I haven't numbered them before. Oh, because I was just exploring it. I wasn't sure if this was going to be the final thing. So explore book and film ratings data, and then get film to book linkage is really the first. That's the thing that gets the base data set. Okay, we'll leave these here. And then this is join data sets together. So select kernel. And then we'll wait for the environment to wake up. Okay. So we'll call it films to books. And did I do a clean version of that here? No. What's books will be the ratings. Oh, because that's the raw. Sorry, that's the raw. And these are the three. That's what I did. I wrote them to Parquet. Oh, let's make this bigger for the stream. That's what I did. I exported them to Parquet already. It's so cold. My hands are particularly struggling with the typing. Data, and then I think, what is it? Films to books. Something's broken in the RQuest. That's not right. Okay, so this is the base data. Film to book linkage, and then showing which ones for. Let's do book ratings data. So that is Parquet. Oh, it's doing this thing again where it's not got. Oh, I know why. It's because it thinks it's marked down. Book ratings.parquet. Okay, so these are the ones I want to join, and I want to know what happens when we join just the titles, and then titles and the dates maybe. We'll have to see how much of the dates we're missing. It might make it worse. And then maybe we'll resort to string similarity stuff if we need to. Let's try joining only on title, and publication date. So this will do in order. So the first one is going to be, so films to books. Oh, it needs to be Python. Films to books. We'll merge book ratings. I suspect the columns are not called the same thing. So here they're book title. Oh. And then so right is the original title. Okay. Then how is left? We could try it. We could actually do inner. What am I doing? Films to books. So merge, and then can I just do apply? Well, this is not something I'm going to do it to the whole data set, is it? No. Let's just do merged book ratings. Okay, so that's pretty bad. What am I trying to do? So let's just print. So this is books, number of books merged on title alone. And then let's also calculate the percent divided by len of films to books. I feel like I've missed a bracket. Here we go. Hello. Yeah, the VODs. Well, I've started streaming both to. Hello, by the way. I've started streaming both to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So this, in theory, is on YouTube Live, and then the VODs go straight to YouTube. But in the live section, I actually don't know if that's. I think that's permanent. I think the live streams on YouTube just sit there. I'm actually just post. Can I post in my own chat? There. I think that's gone to Twitch. I'm still trying to figure this restream thing out. I'm streaming to multiple places at once. So you should be able to see all the all these live streams, at least the newer ones, now that I'm streaming to both. I can see it now, but I don't know. I think they stick around forever, because when I looked into it, it said YouTube just keeps them around. I don't think there's a limit. Oh, actually. Okay, so YouTube only archives streams up to 12 hours long, so that's not no danger of me hitting that. Should be okay. If it turns out it gets deleted, I'll be very sad because I didn't save these recordings now. I can probably just download them before they get archived and then just re-upload them as proper YouTube videos. Now it says it'll automatically archive streams. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I think they should be there. Yeah. So that one that I did about a week ago is the first version of this one, and then the rest will just keep going. So when I close this stream, it'll just automatically go up. That's what I figured I was setting up last time, so that I don't have to worry about all the other infrastructure of like when do I save it, how do I save it and stuff. I'm glad you're finding it relaxing. It's quite relaxing to do, actually. It's like I feel like I'm alone with my thoughts, which can be quite useful for working on these problems. This is terrible. There must be a better way. 200 and then I feel like I could do this. Oh yeah, and then a percentage. Do no, and then a percent. Okay, there we go, 31%. Okay, that's not good. So just on title, and then we'll do title and date. Call that number 2. Right, if I then join which one's which? So this is the original data, book published date. And then the right is the book one, which is original publication year. I mean, hopefully those will match. Hopefully this isn't worse. Oh, because because the data types won't work. Oh gosh. Films to book. There's no autocomplete. I think the VS Code is updating again. That's what happened last time. Films to books. D types. Oh, everything's a string. Why? There's going to be some shenanigans here where it's not numbered. Ah, come on. Cause some of these are like anthologies and things. Hello, have I met any fellow Twitch streamers interested in data analytics or data engineering? There's very, very little. I mean, possibly almost nothing these days. I set up what is it called, like a starter pack on Blue Sky with some accounts of people who have in the past streamed, I think mostly like data. Let me find it. Where are my own starter packs? Okay, so it's data / coding because I couldn't even find enough people to do just data. But if you try this. Yeah, it is mostly game dev and web dev and DevOps. Very little data science, unfortunately. Nick Wan was the big name. I think he still does stuff. I saw something recently like he retired or something. But I don't know what that means exactly. Nick does or has done a lot of streams in the past. I don't know if he does any more. Maybe he stopped now. But apart from that, really not a lot of people, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because I think this is quite an interesting topic to see how other people work. I don't know if the community is like a bit guarded about it or what. It's just a maybe much more niche thing. I've enjoyed it whenever I did it. It's just nice to sort of be forced to talk through my thought process as I go, even if even if there's no one watching, like just if nothing else, for my own benefit of just like trying to solve a problem and force myself to concentrate it on the same problem for like an hour or two at a time, which is pretty neat. But yeah, it's a shame there's not a lot. I mean, back in the day, I found a few people, but they seem to do like a series of webinars or something on Twitch and then disappeared forever. And nothing consistent that I've seen. If anybody finds anything, let me know on some platform, because I'd love to follow more people who do a similar kind of thing. Yeah. So, but I mean, if you look back at some of my streams, have been like, I got really excited about doing them, and I did one every week or two for a while, and then it's just really hard to be consistent. So I've stopped trying to be consistent. Just whenever I feel like it, I'm gonna jump on and then just post everything on YouTube, and then if people want to watch them, they can always watch them. But yeah, having like a consistent schedule, I think, requires a particular lifestyle and a particular discipline that I don't have. I'm much more ad hoc with these things, but that's why this is the little experiment to like set these little data challenges for myself and for the community, anybody who's interested in following along, and then I'll write them up and they can stick around and people can try them whenever. But the idea is maybe some people will do it live in the same month that I set them, and then it would be a fun thing to share and talk about. Because people always say, oh, you should have data projects in your portfolio. It's something I've often said to people and my data science students. But it's much more difficult to then think about what project to work on. Most tutorials online will just be like, predict the survivor of the Titanic, and then that's it, not like a real problem. So that's why I'm trying to work on stuff that looks a bit more like real worldy stuff. Like this one was already a mess, getting all this data together, and joining it is probably going to be a mess as well. Like, look at this, like some of these, how have we got a book that was published between 1976 and 2008? Maybe it's a series. I think what I'll have to do here is delete anything that isn't a date. So anything that isn't like alphanumeric or numeric. Actually, there must be a string method. Okay, that works. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so delete any publication date that isn't a number. So we'll do lock. So anything where it's not a number, and then let's import NumPy because we haven't done that yet. And then I think we probably have to convert this to, maybe we can do an int. What about this one? Oh, because these are a bit float, because oh no, we can't do an int because it'll be nulls. So we'll make sure that's a float, and that should work. And then book ratings. It's actually really annoying I don't have autocomplete. I don't know where it's gone. Okay, we have a publication year of negative 335, maybe 335 BC. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair. So these look like numbers to me. And I think this is, a float, right? D type. Yeah. Okay. So this shouldn't make a difference, but this one should now just work. Oh, that's worse. Okay. I mean, I should have guessed, because publication dates might be null, they might not agree. Okay, so that was a bad idea. Okay, I won't do that. Okay. I guess we'll have to do the fuzzy string matching. 30%. I mean, we probably don't have a huge I don't actually know what our true overlap is. Yeah, because I look at this as, well, that's the book. Yeah, I'm just thinking. Can we do anything else? Do I have the author? The problem with the author is that might add noise, but let's try that as well. Let's try. So title and author, we'll try that as well. I think date just adds noise because we don't have a complete record. So book title, and here it's called author, and here it's authors. It's annoying, but that's fine. Authors. 3. Title and author. Oh, that's even worse. I suspect it's because there might be discrepancies in the way authors are listed, or we might have missing ones, or there might be special characters in one but not the other. So that's probably just adding noise. I mean, I was kind of worried there might be books that have the same title with different authors, but I suspect that's less of a problem than just missing books at all, like missing the joins. Okay, fuzzy string matching. Okay, let's find. Let's find where on earth did I have an example of this. Probably under Twitch. I think it was the Titanic one. When did I do that? Last December. Oh wow. Somewhere here. Somewhere here I did a fuzzy string match. Oh, this was... Oh, I made a thing. Oh, cool. I do not remember any of this. Really, really amazing. Helper.did they survive? That's what it was. I wrote a little class. And then, here we go. That's what I did. So I did closest match based on Levenstein distance. Yes, I had to do that once per. Okay. Okay, so what am I actually trying to do here? I'm trying to, for each book in in this data set, in the films to book, this, everything here, I put the string in, compare it to everything in book ratings, which is which is 10,000 records. So I need to do 10,000 checks for matches, and then the one that's the highest, I need to return right. So what I'll do is I will then return the title from this that is the closest match to that other one, and then I'll join the book ratings on the title. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay. Okay, so for each book in the film to book link data, find the closest closest title in the book ratings data by string similarity. Is that how you write? Levenstein, is it? Levenstein distance, and then join the book ratings on this closest match. Okay, we also need a minimum similarity threshold, because something will be the most similar, even if it's very, very dissimilar. I need to add this to the, that's what it's called. I need to add this to the UV environment. Just adding that there. Okay. Oh yeah, rapid fuzz needs to be added. So that should be fine now. I don't even need to restart the kernel. So I will, as my old boss used to say, I will copy and paste my way to productivity. Okay, so I need, to define a function. So most similar book title. So title and then all titles, because I'm just going to pass in all titles as a thing. So distances is, so the distance between title and S for all S in all titles. If, now see if I have a distance call again, I'm going to have to do it twice. Actually, no. Let's test this for a second. Okay, you know what? I'm going to save this. I'm going to shut down VS Code and open it again and hope that it updates in the background. This is what happened last time. It crashed, then it did a software update. Yeah, see? This is what happened again. Release date November 12th, which is a week ago, which is after the last streams. Okay, that's why I didn't have. Okay, in which case, let's run this all again. Yeah, that's fine. Now we have some autocomplete. There we go. Right, most similar book title. Let's, I don't know, Lord of the Rings. And then this is going to be, what am I checking against? I'm checking from the films to books. I'm checking against all the book titles in book ratings. So all titles. No, I can't remember what it's called in book ratings. It is just called original title. So I'm still not getting data frame autocomplete. There's some option that I'm not setting. Values. Or I think you can do to list. Objective type, none type. Oh, dot drop NA. Oh, and then let's do sorted key equals lambda x. None type is not iterable. Wait, what? So it's a list of tuples. None type is not iterable. What have I done? Oh, because I printed it, not returned it. That's why. Come on now. There we go. Oh, sorry, it's distance, so not, I know it's distances. See, I'm going to have an issue here, potentially. The most similar book titles to Lord of the Rings in terms of number of edits required to get from one to the other is both Lord of the Flies and The Lord of the Rings. But I suppose that's what the film was called, so it might be okay. Yeah, so 4 is a because it's not similarity, it's distance. Oh, God, okay. How many characters is an acceptable distance? Oh, God. I feel like it's going to have to do that check twice. Oh, and if. See, Lord of the Flies is going to come up first. Oh man, that's really bad. Okay, well this might yield some garbage. I'll see how that goes. Okay, what if I do something really weird? Iterable argument. Okay, yes, this is so that I need some safe, fail safe. So if equals 0, return mp.none. Yeah, okay. So that there isn't anything that's similar enough, but I don't know if 10 characters difference, that's got to be enough, right? Okay. Fine. So define a function to get similarity. I mean, really, this is get similar. This is going to be reusable for anything. So we'll call this, because I'm passing in the list, it just doesn't matter. I can use this for films as well. Okay, and then so call this function on all book titles in book to film mapping and see results. So this is now films to books. Closest book match is films to books book, the original title. No, that's book ratings. Whoa, sorry. It's just book title. Apply this function. Actually, if it takes another parameter, how do I apply it? Oh, I suppose I could do lambda. Oh, I suppose I could do it with a lambda. And then just pass in, yeah, fine. That looks messy, but... Let's call this all book titles. Now that's 10,000 comparisons per record in this data set, which I don't actually know how much that is, but I think it's quite big. $7,000. So is that 70 million comparisons? It's going to take a while, and then it's going to be bad. I tried Apache Spark. Yeah, I used Spark ages ago, not for years now. But with Python, I used it with Python. One of the companies, when I was a data scientist, we had a data engineering team who used Scala. But I don't think they used Spark much. Maybe they did. They wrote their own libraries and stuff. It's pretty cool. Okay, so this is really going to be a problem because 10 characters is actually too much. Let's call it tolerance. Oh, so no, let's call it max distance. I'll just do 5. Okay, so this takes 46 seconds to run. Let's do 5. It's actually... is distributed computing the future for data? Yeah, it depends how much data you have. I mean, there's companies that have so much data they need that technology. But a lot of companies don't need distributed computing to do data analysis. Like, not that many companies have that much data that you can't just run like pandas or polars. Polars is the quick one. Or DuckDB, or I don't know, something like on a single machine. It's probably cheaper and easier in most cases for, even for quite big data sets to just have one beefy machine running the analysis rather than doing it. Okay, for ETL. Again, it depends on the size of the data problem, right? It will be the right thing for huge amounts of data where you need it to be parallelized. But for the kind of stuff that I'm doing here, and even a lot of ETL, you can just do it with like the analytics is just Excel. Yep, that's very typical. So yeah, all the infrastructure is in moving data around, not in analyzing it, which is fine. That happens. I wouldn't say that's necessarily a problem. So yeah, some companies have that problem, but I still think these days it would still be a small percent. But maybe it will be a bigger percent. I don't know. I haven't looked at the job market for a while, for example. That's usually interesting to see how many companies want that as a skill. But also sometimes companies say they want that as a skill and they don't really need it. Like they'll say they need someone with Spark, and then as you say, all the analytics is done in Excel, and they really just need someone who writes a little bit of SQL. So it does vary a lot. I mean, if you know about distributed computing for data and data engineering, yeah, definitely useful. There's definitely a chunk of the market that is that knowledge, but I don't know how many companies. I suppose if a company's already talking about ETL, they're already a little bit more advanced in the data journey than companies that just have random spreadsheets lying around. So I suppose from the subset of companies that talk about ETL and data engineering, there's probably a bigger percentage that use tools like Spark, I would imagine. This is not great. That's got to be more than 5. That's got to be more than 5 distance. 5, really? Oh, I suppose it is. It's just changing those 4 letters and adding the 2. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so even 5 is probably too much. I would say let's run it with max distance 3. Do the same thing with films. I just write the code in the meantime. So actually we might not have to do the film fuzzy matching. We'll do all of this stuff. We'll do this stuff on them. I'm just gonna copy all my code while that's running. Have I even joined? I don't think I've done I don't think I've even imported it. Film on film title and it's just called film title. Well, that's nice. We'll do an inner join and then we will see. I'm just gonna do them separately and then figure out how to do the thing at the end. Okay, this is gonna be worse. Now the problem is it might not be that they're not matching correctly. It might just be that we don't have ratings for a lot of those films. Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, that looks a bit better. And then let's oh, and they're both not null. Okay, yeah. I think I can do not NA. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, so there's gonna be some problems still. So max distance is 3. This is useful, the ABC murders and the ABC murders, because this one has dots, this one doesn't. That's useful. This one's not so useful. One book is called 69. there's a book called It. Not good. I know what we need to do. We need to do 2 steps. We need to match them exactly on title, and then anything that hasn't matched exactly on title, we try and match. But even then, I mean, that's 3 distance. That's 3 distance. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. This would work if we lowered the distance to 2 characters, but then this would no longer be caught. Okay, I think this is just going to be terrible. I think we'd either have to do something more sophisticated with fuzzy string matching, or we just go for exact matches and hope for the best. Because the problem is there might be, yeah, see this no, this is going to be terrible. This is terrible. Too many false positives, even with an allowable string distance of 2 characters. 3 or fewer characters. Okay, so we'll say join books on exact title only. So let's do that. This is only on title. So that's 1/3 of the books, but that's fine because maybe we just don't have ratings for them. Still 2,200, but we're not going to get a huge amount of records, and I'm not trying to be comprehensive probably. Merged book ratings. Okay. Okay, so that's messy, but we'll clean it up. Okay, it's fine. Films next. Try joining on title alone. Now, title and date by definition is going to be worse. Let's try fuzzy title matching for films and see what happens. Oh, I've already copied it. Okay, so all film titles is film ratings, film title, and then films to books closest film match is, we'll apply the film title to all film titles. Let's see what happens. Thank you. Thanks for watching. What is that emoji? I can't see it from here. Cool. Thanks. As I said, the VOD will be up, and I'm probably going to be done in the next 15 minutes. We'll wait for that to finish. Oh, come on. Oh, there's probably more film titles. No, it's still 9,000. Should be about the same. A minute. Okay. So there's a film called One, which is apparently closest to this. Yeah, see, this is the problem. These are not the same films. Crash and Trash are not the same films. Okay. No, let's just abandon that. Let's abandon fuzzy matching here too and join only on title. Okay, it's not great. What do I call it? Merged book ratings. And then merged film ratings will take this as the base and merge film ratings on film title exactly. And then let's just print and then this is the final one. 300 records, that's it. Okay, not great. Not a lot really, is it? Is this the best? Is this the best we can do? I feel like there might be some additional better thing to do. Let's have a look. Okay, so these are okay. How bad? Yeah, I just saw 2 books with the same title, different authors, and we're gonna have them twice. Title and author was only 19% instead of 31%. But because the problem is if we do merge on author, title and author, we're gonna get fewer incorrect matches. But we're gonna miss stuff where the author is almost the same. Man, we're introducing problems whatever we do. There's only 300 records at the end, in the end, which is not a lot. Yeah, see, there's plenty of Sherlock Holmes films to which this might not be the right rating. Yeah. See, if we don't do this from a knowledge base, if we're just doing it based on title, we're going to get all sorts of mistakes. Let's just have a look at a few more. No, let's do book title, author, book published date, film title, film published date, so there's 2 films. Is that right? Why do we have carry multiple times? Also not good. Okay, we'll need to do a clean. Let's do drop duplicates. So this Bellamy, there seems to be two. This is 2012, but there was another one. It's 2005. Film and television adaptations. Oh yeah, there's a 2005 and a 2012 film. Okay, so that's fine, but the problem is the rating will be the same because the Rotten Tomatoes one might be one or the other. Oh my god. Okay. This is actually really annoying. Getting this data. Still, it's 300 records, probably less than 300 records. Okay, so let's just get all the information. So we need book title and author, book published date, film title, film published date. What else is there? Average rating, I think, is book rating. We'll have to check that. And then, oh, average rating normalized. Yeah, average rating normalized, and then average film rating needs to go at the end of the film columns. And then we'll also, we'll just call this final data. Let's not sample 10, let's just do that. So drop duplicates, and then we'll also do a rename. Okay. So we have 30 records. Seriously? So it's 300 records, but there's... Is that really the last? Oh, because it's based on films. Like, why? I feel like it's stopped on C. Is that right? Okay, that looks fine. So there's 2 rows for after. If I say drop duplicates, do I still have those? I still have those. But it's just 30 records. Oh my god. Oh, so there's like 3 different films for Carrie, but we don't know which one. Okay. No, I know what we wanted. So wait, this is fuzzy matches. I know what we want. I want to see if film and date is better, because then we probably do have to do that. And when we merge films, films on title and date. are going to merge this to film ratings on film title. Actually, film ratings doesn't have date, does it? Never mind. I've just had a thought. Oh no. Film ratings data not have dates at all. No, because it's just name of the film and then yeah, it just says the date of the review, not the date of the film. Oh my. That's actually a pain. So I can't do that, never mind. If I have exactly the same film rating, it's basically we don't know which film that belongs to. This is it, 30 records. I can't believe. What's the default? By default, use all of the columns. Now we do have a bunch of duplicates. Oh man, okay. This might require another pass. So I've got 30. I whittled it down to 30, but it's not 30 unique things. It's Chronicles of Narnia book. These are different films with different film ratings. Different. Is vinyl? I've never heard of vinyl film. No, not Vinley. Why is Brave giving me an AI answer? I didn't want that. No, let's go back to the data set. Okay, Clockwork Orange will be under C. Oh, so I had the right page all along. Vinyl 1965. Yeah, there is a black and white film 1965 vinyl, but there is also a film 1971, but that didn't make it. Maybe it didn't have a rating. Okay, this is actually fiddlier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, well, I don't like this result. I'm gonna have to come back to it. But any films better? Probably not. Right? There's not a lot. I mean, just as a very quick sanity check, it doesn't look like. So average film rating greater than. Oh yeah. Okay, so Christine by Stephen King, basically the same. Call Me by Your Name, I've not heard of that, but the film is better than the book. And Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, again, never heard of it. Film better than the book. Okay, we have something. but this is definitely not good. These are not good results. Somewhere along the way, we lost a bunch of data. And I think it might be the film ratings data set that is letting us down. I might have to get back to that. I might have to revisit that. Let's just have a quick look at the film. It's tons of reviews, but obviously it's not that many unique films. Yeah, I think I might have to find a new film review data set, because the book ratings one wasn't that bad. This I think most of the books had review data and the film one, and I need one that has dates. I think that's the conclusion. Okay. You know what, I'm just going to do these in order, and I'm going to say try to join data sets together, and then in the end we're going to call this okay, some results, but clearly lacking in film review data. Need to find another source of film review data that includes release date, so we can join on both and try again. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it. Next time I think I'll have to go and find a new data set and try and merge it and see if we get better results. So we definitely have the pipeline of films that merge with, or films that have film adaptations, books that have film adaptations, and then we have book ratings and film ratings that we can join. But joining on title, especially for films, is a pain. And for some reason we've also got duplicate stuff everywhere. So we do need probably better film review data. Cool. Well, that was about an hour and a bit. So that'll go on YouTube, and then we'll pick it up next time. The end of this week, start of next week, something like that. So hopefully by the end of the month we'll have a result of some kind. If you enjoyed that, you can join the Discord. I'll put that, I don't know where I can put that. Let's put it. I think it's in my Twitch profile, actually. Let me just check. No, can I add more links? I'll try and see if I can add another link. I'll put it in the chat here. If I can, I will add it somehow to the Twitch channel as well. So if you're interested in following along this challenge or any challenge in the future, at the moment it lives on Discord, sort of under the radar, but I will bring it to life a little bit more if this takes off and I enjoy it. So thanks for watching.